day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
Hello friends and random people of the internet that I don't know. I'm Orph, and today I'm bringing you my Dragonflight Season 2 Havoc Demon Hunter RBG/PvP guide. This guide can be used for RBGs or arenas including Solo Shuffle. There will be a shorter Vengeance Demon Hunter guide coming soon. Today we'll be going over the viable builds and talent choices, PvP talents, gear, stats to include crafted and embellish items, and shortly covering enchants, gems, macros, and then a bit of a rotation at the end. Please sit back, relax, pop open a cold one or don't, I don't care, and enjoy the guide. If you like the video or the content, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers thanks to all of you. Here we go. First up is the talent guide, builds, all that sort of jazz. There are 3-ish viable talent builds. This is last season's build. This is Momentum and Soul Rend. So the Demon Hunter, we'll just go over the Demon Hunter class tree first. This can change based on your need. Sigil of Misery was nerfed with the CC nerfs that came in 10.1 or 10.0.5, I don't remember, but it's lesser now. It's still fine to use. Absolutely, you can use the reduced cooldown or to do damage to enemies, 20% more damage to enemies after it ends, but I don't use them anymore. I'll show you what I'm running now momentarily, but this, for RBGs, I don't really change a whole bunch of this. I'll just stick with the Momentum build for now, but this is Momentum. You're wanting some sort of generator, so you either come over here in Demonic Appetite, where Chaos Strike has a chance to give you a fragment, which will give you 30 Fury, or the guaranteed Fury every 30 seconds when you use Immolation Aura. I choose to go with Burning Hatred on most of my builds just because I know I'm guaranteed to get Fury every time Immolation Aura is up. I take Mortal Dance because we don't have an MS effect, I don't believe, when we run RBG. Sometimes if I'm in a arena or Solo Shuffle and I know somebody on the team will have one, like an Arms Warrior or something, I might come out of Mortal Dance and go down this path to get Netherwall. But this isn't the build I'm using anymore. It's here because it is still viable. You go down this way, you get your initiative, Unbound Chaos. This is where you're using your movement abilities to do damage. Momentum, Fell Rush, Hunt, Vengeful Retreat, they give you more damage for 5 seconds. So you're zooming all over the field, gaining damage by doing that. That also brings you down to Essence Break, which one of our builds is currently viable, uses Essence Break still. So, but this is season 1. People still totally use it. People without the 4 set, absolutely totally fine to use Momentum. I'm not going to bash anybody for using it. It's still completely viable, but that's one viable build, is the Momentum build. The next build that we'll find is one that I would use if I were going to use Essence Break and I don't want to go with Momentum. I like using my movement abilities to actually move and not to use damage. So this is where we'll find that the Demon Hunter class tree is kind of set to what I want. I'm not really going to go over the talents, but you'll see I'm using Sigil of Flame. It generates Fury. I'm using Bouncing Glaives because I want it to ricochet in an RBG environment. There's more enemies, it'll do more damage when combined with Soul Rend. I use Unrestrained Fury because we're using Chaos Strike more. Everything else from this side of the tree gives you movement speed. It makes your glaives slow people. That's your extra stun. This gives you Collective Anguish, pulling out that other demon that does heals for you when you I-beam. So you're wanting to pair this with your I-beam. So like that's, you get Fury, you get healing when you're I-beaming. I-beaming is important nowadays. You can't just cancel it. For myself, I go for the damage on my attackers. I get a little bit of health. I'm I don't know that I would move this, I want a second one, but I'm not going to take this away to add it. This is Failblade. This is your Fury generator. But I mean, a lot of these are self-explanatory. You're a demon hunter, you know what they do. The second tree, I guess the viable one, is this Essence Break again. You're still going down this side because I want a Fury generator. I'm still picking up my stun, still picking up Mortal Dance. You're going down the Burning Wounds just as you did before. This is still AoE damage that's being used here. You're still able to throw glaive and get some Burning Wounds on your enemies with Soul Rend. This is just taking you down a more single target path. So you don't have any use your movement abilities to damage. You're taking Isolated Prey to go after one enemy. I-Beam does more damage. Chaos Nova gives a bigger stun. You get more Fury when you Fell Rush. So you're going down this way. A crit is a little more beneficial with using Essence Break because this Know Your Enemy is a talent. So Critical Strike is a tiny bit more viable. And then Essence Break just makes these two, Chaos Strike and Blade Dance. Blade Dance makes it a big boom at 80% damage for 4 seconds. So you're able to I-Beam into an Essence Break, into a Blade Dance to get that bonus damage, and then you still have time for a Chaos Strike, sometimes 2 Chaos Strikes if you have enough haste. So just know this is good. Single target damage. This is where your burst comes in, but you're skipping out on momentum. The build I've been running is split 2 different ways. It's the Cycle of Hatred, Shattered Destiny, mid right side. If you're just looking at the tree, you still take the Generating Fury, Blind Fury, I-Beam talent, still on this side of the tree with all the stuff up here. It's not going to change. Stun, you get your extra Throw Glaive, which gets extra Burning Wound, which gets extra Soul Rend. So you're still doing AoE team damage. I'm in a team fight 85, 90% of the time. There are rare times that I'm base hitting, but I'm in a team fight. I'm spreading my damage. What this is doing is you're spreading your dots, you're spreading your Throw Glaive, you're spreading all your damage out. This, it increases your mastery. It's the same for all of the trees. But in this tree, you're focusing really on Metamorphosis and I-Beam. So you're going to get guaranteed critical strikes with your I-Beams, 10% haste for a few seconds if your I-Beam finishes casting. You get an extra demon that pumps somebody. After you I-Beam the first Chaos Strike that you use, a demon pops out. It's the coolest ability in the world. This thing. Oh, my friend. Cycle of Hatred. Your 2 main, these 2 buttons, Blade Dance and Chaos Strike, make your I-Beam cooldown less, and you use them all the time. So your I-Beam is just ticking down second by second by second. So you're going to get so many I-Beams, and then your duration, your demon form is extended by every Fury. So while you're making your I-Beam tick down quicker and quicker, you're also extending your demon form. So this is just fat damage all the time. This doesn't have a burst window when you meta. That's you're getting your meta, but that's you're just a damage bot in an RBG environment. I think this is a great build to use. There's a second part to this build, and this part is the single target, no Essence Break build. So previously you're using team fight, no Essence Break. This is your single target. If I'm going to be sitting a base, or I don't know if they're not going to send, if it's just a group with 5 stealth or something, I know there's not going to be a huge team fight. I can more focus single target down. I'm skipping the Burning Wound, dot extra damage, still keeping Soul Rend because it's, everything's built around these 2 talents now. But I'm skipping this, keeping all the I-Beam damage, all the big constant damage, but getting Isolated Prey, so I can go single target, and Chaos Theory, so I can get more Fury generation. Sometimes after Blade, see if I beam and use Blade Dance, I always seem to get a proc for this. I don't know if that's intended, or I'm just super lucky, but Chaos Theory always pops up. So it's you're getting more, but you know you're making this cooldown. This is single target. This didn't change, but this is the single target version of the no essence break. So I only have, you know, in an arena, like I said, I'll go with essence break and I'll swap some stuff around to get nether. But RBGs, it's either this or changing these over, changing single target to the spread damage. And it's, you know, it's honestly your it's how you play the class, I guess. For PvP talents, I really wish that Demon Hunters had an extra slot. To be honest, we have so many good talents now that 10.1 is here. Rain from Above got a buff. It's been nerfed, but it's still okay. I don't particularly take this in RBGs. I haven't really come across a situation. I took it once when I was space sitting against a warrior, but like in an RBG, I have use for other PvP talents. But we'll just kind of go down the list. The reverse magic, you can remove roots and stuff off of you and your allies that are close to you and do it back to the person that hit you with it. Chaotic Imprint is a must-have talent. It is a flat 10% buff to your damage. There's no reason you shouldn't have this on your bars. That's always going to be down here. What's next? Let's see. Detainment works like Cyclone. It stops healing, it stops damage, and it stops the target completely for, I think it's 4 seconds now with the CC duration nerf. But it's a talent that I'll use in a team fight when I know I'm trying to hard CC a healer. Like I'm gonna trap, I'll sap the healer and it's on them, and you can't get out of it. And they trinket, that's fine, but like I know that it can't be broken. Regular Imprison can be broken. This one can't. It's like a Cyclone. Cover of Darkness, I don't use it anymore, really. It just makes darkness an extra 2 seconds. It makes it a little bit wider for people to stand in. I haven't found myself using it too often. I haven't used this the entire expansion. Blood Moon is another good one that they updated, so your Consume Magic hits everybody instead of just one person. So not everybody, but if you're targeting the mage that's right there in front of you, just got a pally and or something else next to him, it'll hit all of them in that 8 yards, and it creates a soul fragment, a little tiny fragment that'll give you that heal, and it has a 5% chance to upgrade to a greater soul fragment. That is better now because it gives you, if you're able to do it of everybody in the group. If there are 4 people in 8 yards and you've got Alter Time and Bop, I don't know, another pally with Bop, just anything that you can take, you take them all at the same time. No, it's random. You don't always get what you want, but Blood Moon's a good talent. I've not used Sigil Mastery because I'm not using these talents anymore. And Glimpse, it was nerfed into 10.1. It may have even been the half patch, but it's still good because it gives you the immunity to loss of control effects. So I will still glimpse into my hunt, sometimes. If I know they're not just flat stunned, I'll glimpse into my hunt. But you can glimpse out of a disarm with this. Like, this is a really good talent to use. I find myself constantly switching. These two I pretty much keep up all the time. This one's more of what I'll swap around. If there's not a class that I know I can just get a bunch of procs off of Blood Moon, I'll switch to Detainment for the healers or Reverse Magic. These are pretty much my 4. Cleanse by Flame, I haven't really used in RBGs. I've used it in arenas, but I don't think I've used it in RBGs yet. But Reverse Magic, Rain from Above, rarely, Detainment, and then these 3 are the ones that I keep on my that I'll keep up with. Next up is gear and gearing and stats. I guess I'll go into stats first. You want versatility, which comes naturally with your PvP gear, and mastery as your top stat. Haste again is important, up to 8 to 10%. I'm not in PvP combat, but if I was, I'm at 9% haste. My versatility is at 31%. This 30 is really what I want, so I could take a little bit of versatility away. But almost at 60% mastery. Y'all get more of that when I get conquest gear on more pieces. But you know, critical strike comes naturally because of, you know, the embellished piece that I'm wearing. But this is kind of what everybody's looking for. Again, this is non-PvP combat, but as soon as I hit the dummy, it switches back. And there goes another scream for my demon. But anyway, that's the stats. You want versatility and mastery, haste to 8 to 10%, then critical strike for the remaining of your stats. For your gear, you're just looking for versatility and mastery pieces, you know, as much as you can get. So with the 4-piece and how to find what your tier set is you go to Adventure Guide, go to Raids, you change this to Shadowlands, you go down here to Loot, you change powers to item sets, and boom, it's your first one. So what I'm looking at for my 4-piece, which, by the way, 2 sets every 175 Fury you spend, you gain Seething Fury, increasing your agility by 10% for 6 seconds, just a flat agility increase, damage increase for 6 seconds. Each time you gain Seething Fury for the 4-piece, you gain 15 Fury. This is a Fury generator. You probably start moving away from Chisel of Flame or that Burning Hatred talents, but each time you gain Seething Fury, you gain 15 Fury, and the damage your next eye beam is increased by 15%. It stacks up to 5 times. This where Essence Break build might be better, because if you're running down the middle tree, you're looking at less time between eye beams, less time to stack the buff, so it might end up maybe evening out in the end. But that's your 2 and 4-piece. What you'll want: the helm, shoulders, chest, and legs. You want to skip the gloves. The reason for that, because the gloves are the only piece that don't have mastery or versatility on them. Every other piece, crit, verse. That's a lot of crit, but it's verse as well. Haste mastery, crit haste, and then haste versatility. Every other piece has at least mastery or at least versatility. So I'm staying away from the gloves. In the gloves spot currently, I've crafted the Shadow Wreath, which is a Shadow Flame Wreath embellishment. It does damage, and a little bit of damage to yourself. It stacks 5 times, and then it refreshes itself down to 0, but you get the damage boost. I haven't seen it used a whole bunch. There's a few demon hunters that use this. What we're all flip-flopping back and forth between is the toxic boots or slimy boots, one of which you lose haste on. I didn't craft either of them because they were nerfed to 40% effectiveness in PvP, so it's very little damage. Now this, you have the ability to pick when you can get your primary stat. So I'm getting 510 agility for 10 seconds when I successfully apply a loss of control effect to an enemy, interrupt an enemy, or dispelling any target. I know it's on an internal cooldown, but like, you can pick when you do this. So this is a damage boost that you can choose to use when you use it. For gear, just looking for verse and mastery. I've got enough versatility, so I've pretty much taken it off all my gems. I think I'm just rocking straight mastery. Yeah, even my enchantments are just mastery. So just a bunch of mastery because I've got enough versatility naturally through gearing. But these are all this. If I don't get it, it will be a tier piece. That's why it's not mastery right now. This is verse and mastery. Versatility and mastery on everything that you can get. You can't craft the Infurious boots with mastery, so it has crit on it. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but everything else is verse mastery. This, it's a haste ring because I need the boost to the 9-10% marker. I'll probably keep using the Conquest haste ring. You can also do Titanic Signet of Titanic Insight. I threw the Mastery embellishment on here. I don't hang out above 90% health very often in an RBG, so it's not super good. And I find myself wanting the haste more from this ring, so I'll probably keep that here. I do use this in my Vengeance spec just because of the extra mastery and the HP that I get. But this is the gear. The enchants, I mean, again, you don't have anything that lines up with the crit trinket, which again, crit isn't the best stat for us, so at least this gives us haste, and it can proc primary stat every once in a while. But you want to, because it gives you the agility and stamina bonus when PvP combat. And then we'll just go through the enchants. Yeah, you can get 3 sockets for your neck. Again, one of these will be primary stat gems. It's the skillful illimited diamond is the one that we use for primary stat and mastery. That'll take the place, when I get my actual conquest neck, I'll trade this off with 1 primary stat gem and 2 mastery gems. And then I'm using leech. You can use speed for your cloak. Same thing with your wrists. You can use leech or speed. I'm using leech still. When I switch to vengeance, those become speed on this piece and this piece. I've been using Shadow Flame Wreath because it's been doing a bunch of damage with on people with dual-handed weapons. I think it would benefit Fury Warriors, anybody that's using 2 weapons, to have Shadow Flame Wreath. Sophic is still wonderful if you've got it. These are super expensive. Don't waste your gold on them until they go down. I've been using them and they do a good chunk of your damage. That does have an enchant. This has a clasp now that gives you stamina, so make sure to purchase that off the auction house or have it crafted for you. Boots, you get Planesrunner's Breeze and Fierce Armor Kit for your pants. The rest is just enchanting with mastery because you've probably got enough versatility as it is. I logged in on my Alt DH because I crafted Spore Cloak on this character, and looking at the Discord, the Havoc Discord, talking with some Demon Hunter mains. Again, they all play Arena. You can't find anybody that plays RBGs main anymore, but Spore Cloak is doing things. It gives you a heal while you're above 70% health. I'm above 70% health, unless I'm being targeted. I don't have my screen blinking at me too often, but you're getting a heal every 5 seconds. This is mostly saved or super useful for the Absorb Shield. People are saying 90, 100, 110k Absorb Shield, and that's just on the 437 piece. When it goes to 450, it'll be a little bigger, but this has saved a few colleagues in their games. I don't know how useful it would be in RBGs. I think this is probably more toward Arena, so just keep that in mind. Solo Shuffle, probably an awesome piece. I would use this in Solo Shuffle, this and my boots, but don't know about RBGs. But just know that is another option for you. One more thing that I'll say that I have completely just neglected to do on my alt is go get bloody tokens. Go get 500, I think. I mean, get 1,000. They're really easy to get, but get some bloody tokens. There are world quests up that give you 400 to 700 at a time. But get bloody tokens and then do the Spark, the Trophy of Strife Spark quest every week. This dude over here, one of these guys, there'll be somebody here that gives you a quest on Tuesday that allows you to upgrade your pieces of world PvP gear. Now, these don't work in an arena or RPG setting, but I use the belt and the wrist because you don't have a conquest piece that has mastery and verse on either of these pieces, and they're 447. They're 3 eye levels off of the conquest gear. They still have good stats. These they're a requirement for you. I know people are crafting Lifebound belt think that's just for the toxic patch though, and that's for the slimy boots, but I would craft these with the trophies that you get. Just, you know, just to keep the mastery theme going. Now I'm going to show you the rotation. Firstly, just your initial get in and go rotation. What do you do when the gates open? And then kind of the burst, and then just a generic rotation. So what you're going to do is you'll hit Sigil of Flame. You don't have to hit an enemy. I mean, it does damage, but it's specifically used for me to generate fury. Let's wait till this goes down to 0. All right, I'm back to 0 fury. So what you're going to want to do, and I'll put this into practice after kind of running through, is you'll Sigil of Flame to start, throw glaive to get your damage and dot going. MO aura after your Sigil of Flame is going to give you enough fury to have been able to throw glaive, and then to I-beam. So it's Sigil of Flame to get some fury, throw glaive to start your dot, MO aura to get your fury back, I-beam. Your I-beam, you know, gives you meta for a moment because of demonic. You'll go into Blade Dance, which will be Death Sweep at that point. Then you'll Chaos Strike, which is annihilation. You'll throw glaive because your first dot will have been falling off at that point. I think it's at 1 second maybe. You'll throw glaive a second time after that initial Chaos Strike. You should have enough haste to be able to Blade Dance a second time before your demonic metamorphosis ends. You'll then want to use metamorphosis, Blade Dance again, and then I-beam to generate a big fury bar, and then you just go into your normal rotation of making sure that throw glaive doesn't get 2 stacks, making sure that Chaos Strike is usable if you've got a bunch of fury, and then rotating between Immolation Aura, Bellblade, and Sigil of Flame to get your fury back up. You'll just kind of watch, you know, keep at the corner of your eye. That's why I have it here, is how much fury you have, because you don't want to Fellblade if you've got a full bar. You don't want a Sigil if you've got a full bar. You know, use a Chaos Strike, and then you know, use a generator. So the way that looks in practice is you'll just come, let's pretend we're running in. Again, Sigil of Flame doesn't have to hit anybody to give you fury. There's 30 fury. I throw glaive, Emma, or I don't have to hit anybody either, and then you I-beam. Blade Dance, Chaos Strike, throw glaive, Chaos Strike, and you just kind of keep flipping around, and then Blade Dance, then meta. I I-beamed when I should have Blade Danced, but that's okay. And they're interchangeable at this point. And just keep going back and forth. I'm low, use that. You just, oh. Not a blooper reel, but you hunt whenever you have, you're in meta. So, I mean, that's how it is. You just want to make sure that you're getting to the point where you generate enough fury to throw glaive when you're running in. Let me get out of here. You generate enough fury to throw glaive when you're running in. If you get a demon, you don't have to target the demon. You'll hit it with a bounce. But yeah, that's pretty much the rotation. That's the burst portion. The normal rotation is, again, just make sure that when you have Blade Dance up or Death Sweep, not to use it if there's about 7 seconds or so left on I-beam, because what'll happen is you'll Blade Dance, and it's a 10-second cooldown, but I believe it's 6 or 7 seconds when it's in Death Sweep. But I-beam takes 2-ish seconds to be able to use. So you're going to use I-beam when you have 7 or 8 seconds left on a regular Blade Dance. Then you'll use Blade Dance. So you see, oh, I-beam's at 10 seconds. I would wait to use Blade Dance. I would wait to find something else to use until I-beam gets down. Because at that point you'll want to be able to use I-beam to get into meta, then use Blade Dance, then continue with your rotation. But The only thing that would be different is if you're running the Essence Break, you always want to hold those three together. You want to hold Essence Break, I-Beam, and Blade Dance together. Just because that's the go. You know, that's your every 45, 50 seconds, that's your go. Yeah, that's if you're running Essence Break. Lastly are macros. I don't have a ton of them. Never really had a whole bunch of macros, but I use a few. These three are just, every RBGer should have these. These are to cancel your flag aura. So I've made it to where you can do either. You can either drop the Alliance or Horde flags, since we are sharing RBGs now with Horde and Alliance. They can queue together. You never know which one you're going to get, so put them on the same macro and just use it instead of having to remember, oh, which one is, which flag am I? You just click one button, you'll drop it. This one was the old one, it's just cancel Horde flag. There's one that was cancel or Alliance flag. But it's just do one and it does what you want. This is for the Eye of the Storm. It's called the Nether Storm flag, not Eye of the Storm flag or Alliance or Horde flag. So use cancel or Nether Storm flag to be able to drop the Eye flag if you need to for whatever reason. This is a stop casting macro. I use it for hunt fake outs mostly. I would use stop casting on I-Beam when I was using momentum, and if you are using momentum, do still do that. Cancel your I-Beam. You don't use it for damage. You do it to get in meta. But stop casting I will still use on the hunt just to cancel my hunt. Fake them out, make them use a defensive, wait for the defensive to end and then use the hunt. The other two are just mouse over macros, so it's for Sigil of Flame, cast at the cursor, Sigil of Flame. So instead of having to set where I want to put it, if you use regular Sigil of Flame, you have to pick where you're going to put it first. You do this and you have to put the ridicule out there. So also, great. This, I can just click my button for it. I put where I want it to go and it works. Now, I don't do that all of the time. Again, Sigil of Flame, I don't really use it for damage. I use it to get Fury. So if my mouse is sitting right here as I'm playing and I'm running around, I'll just press, it's on my thumb, and I'll just press it as I'm running. And boom, 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 it's going to just land right here. I'll probably hit somebody because I'm in a team fight. I will probably get an enemy or two just to get the damage, but it's not there for damage. It's there for me to do my stuff, and then I'm just going to click the button and it hits, and I'm running away. It puts it where I want it to be, or where my mouse is. The last one's Metamorphosis. It's the exact same thing. Instead of having to pick the button and be like, oh, I'm going to put it over here and then click it again, so you're wasting a second. Just meta where your mouse is. Put your mouse out here. That's why I have the weak aura for my circle, so I know where my mouse is. But you meta over here, you meta out here. If you push your mouse as far as it'll go, like it will go to its max range. It won't meta at the edge of the thing, but it'll come out here. Just know the parameters of how far you'll jump in Metamorphosis, and know that if this guy's here, I can hit that guy, I can jump on him and stun him. If he's this far away, I can't get to him, but I know I can get pretty close and then Fell Rush over there. But those, I would recommend using those mouse over macros for Sigil of Flame and Metamorphosis. Well, everybody, that's it. I hope you liked the guide. If you found anything useful, please, like the video. It really helps me out. I appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for stopping by. Please leave any comments or suggestions that you'd like to see for videos in the future. I'm working on a Vengeance guide. It'll get here when it gets here, but I wasn't just trying to make it as short and sweet. There are a bunch of Demon Hunter PvP guides out because season 2 is getting into its second or third week. You'll be able to see other guides that are coming out for arenas. I just kind of wanted to get my RBG builds and thoughts out there. I know people have been asking for them, so thanks again. Hello friends and people of the internet that I don't know. I'm Orph, and today I'll be bringing you my Dragonflight Season 2 Havoc Demon Hunter RBG and PvP guide. A shorter Vengeance guide will be coming soon. This asshole keeps getting in my shot. I've recorded this like 12 times. I'm just gonna have to go somewhere else. Look at this dude. He was just floating on nothing. Oh, fuck you too, bro. Anyway. Hello friends and people of the internet that I don't know. I'm Orph, and today I'm bringing you my Dragonflight Season 2 Havoc Demon Hunter RBG/PvP guide. This guide can be used for RBGs or arenas, including solo shuffle, but a shorter Vengeance Demon Hunter guide will be coming soon. This is the take that I'm going to use no matter who runs in front of me. Today we'll be going over viable builds and talent choices, PvP talents, gears, and stats to include gears.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great.